the idea of being called to do this work, and then what kind of program would you choose that would help facilitate that calling. And the beauty of this program is there is something for everyone. So what I mean by that is no rock is left unturned. So if you want the academic piece, it's strongly foundationally there. The reading is extensive. The classroom experience in terms of seminars is engaging and can be as intellectual as you want it to be. At the same time, the spiritual piece and the metaphysical piece and the soulful piece and experiential piece is incorporated and integrated so that we don't become worker bee therapist counselors. We're not just preparing ourselves to do a job. We're actually walking into the room and we have become transformed, and that for a client makes all the difference in the world. A client who walks into a therapist's office for the first time will feel a vibration and will pick up all the unspoken cues and all of the body language. And at Southwestern, that's all identified as part of the healing. And in many programs, it's not. It's as though that doesn't exist. And I've been to many of those therapists, and I know what it feels like to be a client and walk into a room and feel as though there's a wall between me and the therapist, and it doesn't feel good. And I usually don't go back in that regard, but, lost opportunity. So I think, our being as we do this work is so essentially considered at Southwestern. And the work is hard and draining. And it's as though I'm a vessel for this work to work through. And so this vessel has to be considered and has to be taken care of and has to be in shape on all levels. So, and that's Southwestern prepares us for that in such a beautiful manner. It's an everyday part of our classroom experience. At the same time that we are talking about all the empirical data and studies and all of the academics. So there's a wholeness that we walk out of that program, this program with, that I think is very unique and rare. So if I was going to counsel somebody who had a calling to do this work, I would really talk about these things and ask them, who do you want to be when you sit in that chair in front of a client? What's that being going to be like? Because it's not. I think a lot of people put the focus on the client work and they're, on the diagnosis and on the problem that somebody walks in the door with. Well, they're walking into the door with this problem, and you're the one that's sitting there, and they are experiencing that person. So that person, that being that is sitting there who, they've come to for help, is the essential ingredient here to the work. And so I think Southwestern examines the being of who we are. And that's what makes it work.